Pressing it now.
Okay.
And all right, I think we're live, man. All right, so yeah, how's everyone doing? Everyone who's here? And how you
Yo,
doing?
yo.
How you doing, Prodigy?
Doing good. What about you?
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. Just got a bunch of matchups ready. So I think the first one's gonna be pretty interesting. So it's gonna be Higuruma versus Kashimo, right? So
Okay.
we didn't talk about this before the stream. I did let you know what the topics were, but I'm kind of curious, right? So Higuruma versus Kashimo. All right, who do you got? Just right off the bat.
Um, say Kashimo.
Kashimo. All right, so why is this?
Uh,
Yeah.
I feel like he's. I don't know if Kashimo's been fighting a stronger opponent, to be honest, and I feel like his durability would hold up against Higuruma. So
I mean, to be honest, the thing is, right, okay, Kashimo's, in my opinion, like super high tier. He's a very strong fighter. Higuruma is probably the top of Supreme Grade 1. I don't think he's special grade, but thanks to his unique domain expansion and curse technique, he's kind of got the advantage of even if someone's stronger than him, he can just take away their curse technique and, mess them up. But the issue is, right, Kashimo doesn't use his curse technique. And the other benefit that he had with, he takes away the curse technique, then the person he's fighting, they kind of lose the ability to control their cursed energy or manipulate it properly because it goes against long grained instincts. The thing is, right, Kashimo doesn't have those instincts because he doesn't use his curse technique to begin with. So, I listen, Higuruma, man, I agree with you. Higuruma is a great guy. That's what I think. Top three favorite character. But man, Higuruma is getting slapped around by Kashimo. It's just like Kashimo's already stronger, but it's also a bad matchup, like a very terrible one. So, I mean, do you have any points for Higuruma though? Like, I mean, we could throw him a bone. We can say he has domain expansion. Kashimo doesn't.
yeah, I mean, that might be the only.
I mean, it's really crazy because yeah, that's probably the only bone we could throw. Because I guess actually, so if we say the fight's gonna play out right, so Higurum activates domain expansion. Luckily for him, Kashimo can't counter. So a simple domain wouldn't be useful. It would pretty much be useless because it's a harmless guaranteed hit from Higuruma. So I guess there would be like, I think about this, man. So what do you think Kashimo has on his files in his court case?
He probably has a lot of. Um, he probably doesn't have the best things.
Yeah,
So
but
say that.
not the best thing is this guy, killing people in multiple battles.
Yeah,
Not the best guy in the world.
like
Yeah.
we know his history, how he loved to fight, and he probably killed a lot of people. So
Yeah, it's kind of unlucky. I mean, so that's why I think you'd agree with me that like once the domain hits in the first trial, he'd probably get the death sentence, right? So, I mean, here's the thing though. Even though Kashimo's stronger, we both agree on that. Kashimo's more
yeah,
durable
definitely.
and, hand to hand he's stronger. Wait, I just realized this. If Higuruma can just hit him with the sword of light, Kashimo's dead. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, is he
Uh,
fast enough to do that?
Um, I I don't know. Do you think he's fast enough?
I think if Yuji without cursed energy is outpacing Higuruma, no disrespect to Higuruma. Like I said, favorite character. Like on my channel is the Higuruma fan club.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
But like if base Yuji without cursed energy is outpacing him, then Kashima with cursed energy is just gonna blitz behind him because it seems like the domain tells you what the sword is because the information went to Yuji's head. He knew not to touch the sword right away. So, yeah, I guess no matter what way, like I guess we both try to spin it. It's kind of unfortunate for
Yeah.
it's kind of unfortunate for Higuruma. It's really funny because this is one matchup that's really popular because they both were the only people who had over 100 points, right? But like Higuruma's not the strongest in the colonies because even though Ishigori and Udo didn't have 100, that's because they had stronger people in Sendai Colony. Higuruma kind of
Yeah,
got
they were
lucky. Yeah.
they were just like sitting there, like when Yuta found them.
Yeah, I mean they were in a deadlock. I promise you, if any of those four of the Sendai four were in Higuruma's position, they would have had like 200, 300 points. It,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
yeah, it's kind of crazy. Higuruma is no joke. I mean, like think about this. This man has had cursed energy for 20 days, and he's already like stronger than a grade one sorcerer. That's crazy, man. That's absolutely nuts. But
Very
yeah,
strong, but like not Kashimo level, I wouldn't
yeah.
say.
But I guess like even though I think most people would know that, but it's still a popular matchup. This is why I want to talk about it because people compare the two because they have the same amount of points. Well, no, Kashima had 100 more. So I guess the next topic was,
200.
yeah,
Oh, I was just saying he had 200. I'm
yeah,
pretty sure, right? Or something
200.
like that.
He's absolutely nigh. So the next one's a pretty interesting one. So I'm really really curious what you're gonna say. I know no matter which side I take, people are gonna be upset. So I'll ask you first. Sorry to do this. All right, who do you got between Jogo and Hakari? Prodigy?
Uh, yeah, I'm thinking.
I mean, if you want, I can go first, and I'll let you think while I just like explain why I think one person's gonna dog slap the
Yeah,
other.
yeah, yeah. You
So
you explain your reason.
listen, I have a lot of respect for Hakari, so I think people know where this is going. Hakari is very, very, very strong. His domain expansion is rigged from the get go. To first of all, after he hits first jackpot, he's gonna keep hitting them, right? Like no matter what. And second of all, I think his chances are definitely not 1 out of 239. It's like 1 out of 7, 1 out of 10. And on an unlucky day, it's 1 out of 30. It's pretty crazy how his domain expansion has all these little extra details to make it stronger. But I think even with all of this, I think that base Hakari wouldn't last long enough to even hit his first jackpot against Jogo. I think like it's just unfortunate because it's the same way I always say this. Had Hakari met Hakari no, had Hakari met Kashimo without his first jackpot, he would have died instantly because Kashimo is that type of character. So there's a reason the author had to give him first jackpot. So I think in that same sense, if they were to fight 100 times, like how do I say this? If Hakari starts a jackpot, I would honestly say it's like 75, maybe even like 85 wins in favor of Hakari. Like 85, 90 wins in favor of Hakari if he starts a jackpot. If he doesn't, if he starts in base, then it's like 95 wins in favor of Jogo. What do you think?
Why do you think Jogo would beat him?
So,
Like,
yeah.
hold on. Yeah, go ahead and explain, because I want to hear it.
So, wait, do you mean when I say base Hakari versus Jogo? Well, it's like 95 in that favor.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Because, listen, man, base Hakari just. I've seen a lot of comments, fair enough. They scale base Hakari pretty strongly, highly. I don't blame them. I mean, I give Hakari a lot of benefits of the doubts. I say base Hakari is Supreme Grade 1, even without his domain expansion. But, I mean, Jogo's on a different, like, not a different tier, he's on 2 or 3 different tiers. He's just not going to last long enough to hit the first jackpot. If we say he starts a jackpot, that's a different case. Hakari would donkey slap him. But that's why I think that, though. Do you think Hakari, like, base Hakari and Jogo are relative?
No, I don't want to say that.
So, how do you think the fight would go?
I think, um, I'd probably agree with you. I'd probably say that base Hakari would probably get obliterated by Jogo, but
Yeah, he's getting
because like we
speed
see
blitzed.
Jogo just like one shot Nanami and like Nobito, and like they're like top of the top grade one sorcerers. So if you say that Hakari is that like that level in his base, then it's sort of rough for him.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, one thing I'll say in their defense, because I love to downplay the grade one sorcerers. People hate that when I do it, but it's just that First of all, both of the grade one sorcerers and Maki, I'd say she's semi grade one. They were both exhausted. They are cursed energy.
Yeah.
I think they were like
Yeah.
missing limbs as well from Dagon. But also Nobito, I think it was said that he would have dodged if he had his other arm, or is like heavily implied. I think it was just straight up said. But I still think that even like base to base, Jogo demolishes those guys. Maybe not Nobito. I wouldn't say it'd be a no diff. It'd probably be like a low mid diff. But yeah, it's just
I
rough.
forget their weekend. Yeah.
Okay, so actually, there's two interesting comments. So Almighty Lambo says, "How do you think Base Hakari compares to Toto?" And then Mustafa yeah, he says, "Can Base Hakari beat Choso?" So, do you want to talk about any of them, or I
Yeah,
think
we could talk about the Toto thing.
yeah. So we'll talk about that one first. So, what do you think about that one? Actually, that's really interesting. That's actually really interesting.
Yeah, I've never even thought about that before.
It's a good
I just
question.
never thought. Yeah. Um. hmm.
If you want, I could just quickly skip.
I think that
Oh,
Hakari might
yeah,
be a little bit stronger than Toto in
really?
his base. Yeah.
Even of the boogie woogie?
Uh,
I can't say that with straight face. The boogie woogie. Oh my god.
the book. Yeah. Yeah. I think he's still just a little bit stronger
I'm.
than
You
Toto.
know,
I think that's where he'd be.
you make. That's a good. I don't know. It's just because Toto is so durable, and he does have a simple domain, which does help in one-on-one fights. But because we're saying base to base, we're not saying domain expansion. That's a different thing. I would say because Hakari does have the properties where his hits are rougher. I would say like Toto wins high diff, very high diff, right? And it'd be like 55 wins to 45. It'd be close. To be honest, I'd say Toto's like a tiny bit stronger, but probably just that. To be honest,
You think Toto is a little bit stronger?
yeah,
Okay.
because he's used to fighting in base. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough because we've seen more of Toto in base, so it's a bit unfair for Hakari.
Like current Toto without his arm
Oh no, I was saying both his
or without
arms.
his hand.
Yeah, no, without his hand,
Oh,
he's
okay.
getting fucked. Actually, I was not thinking about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess let's say that. Yeah, so that's a good point. And can Base Hakari beat Choso? I think Choso wins mid diff. Actually, what do you think?
Uh,
Yeah,
Why do you think it's mid diff?
because Choso is. I mean, beside the fact that he has so much experience, he's been alive for a while. His battle intelligence is Hakari's is great as well. I would say, fuck, that's tough. Just Choso seems to just have too much. He's too versatile in base for Hakari. Hakari doesn't have that much. He has like the balls he can throw, the doors he can close. Those are his curse technique. But like Choso, that's the one thing that the blood curse technique is praised for of the Kamo clan. It's so versatile. Like long range, mid range, short range. It's why he beat Yuji. So yeah, that's what I think though.
Yeah.
Like Choso wins. What do you think though?
Um,
You could. I think people would disagree with me on that though.
yeah. I might disagree with you too. I might say Akari wins.
Yeah, that's fine. Base Hakari, it's just so hard to scale him because he has one fight
Yeah.
against Charles, and we don't know what the hell
Yeah.
Charles is. Like, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's
What does he
tough.
scale to?
It's tough. So Dwani Breed, absolute legend by the way. He says Megami versus Geto. Okay, so not Kenjaku. This is a matchup a lot of people have, and I think it's unfair because Geto doesn't have much on screen. So actually, I want to say if we're saying Prime Geto, actually okay, if we say Geto from the flashback arc, the Heavenly Tribute arc or whatever, Geto wins mid diff. This is what I think. You can tell me what you think too. But I think if we're saying Prime Geto, he wins low to no diff. What do you think? So Prime Geto being in the movie Zero. Prodigy? Prodigy, I think we lost you, man. Are you there? All right, well, I can't hear you. So well, until your internet fixes, I'm just going to quickly explain my point to Dwani Breed. Basically, it's just there's too big of a gap. I mean, Because special grade Ghetto, so when he's a teenager, is still really strong. He can summon special grade cursed spirits that have innate domains, and he's beside the fact that he's insanely strong physically too. I think Prime Ghetto would slap Megumi. So before Prodigy. Okay, so until Prodigy comes back, I'll answer you guys' takes. So Almighty Lambo says Idle Death Gambler is technically Hakari's domain, right? Yeah, so the domain expansion is Idle Death Gambler, sometimes known as Restless Gambler, depending on which translation. And the ability is called Pure Love Train. So that's the ability of the domain, if that makes sense. Can base Hakari beat Naoya? I don't think so. I have Naoya at the top of Supreme Grade 1. I have him at the very top. Well, I guess it depends on where you place Joso. But I just think Naoya is too fast for him, and Hakari can't hit fast enough. Maybe Hakari's a smart guy. I would say base Hakari versus Naoya depends on the terrain. I mean, every Naoya fight depends on where he is, all of them. So that's from Awang. Oh, good to see you again, Awang. And Sub, good to see you too. He says, can Hakari perform Kashimo's curse technique? No, he can't. So that's something unique to Kashimo, like very unique. Which is really funny. The only two characters we've ever seen in the whole series have unique cursed energy properties are Hakari and Kashimo who fight. Hakari's being rough as nails, and Kashimo's being electricity. And are you back, Prodigy? Maybe. Still nothing there. His internet's still down. Thank God, you guys are asking great questions. So thank you guys. Almighty Lambo again with another banger question. I think. Oh, well, that's actually a take. I think second year Ghetto still beats me. I think so too. Because he's considered special grade. Megumi still isn't considered so. I think if Megumi can just master his domain expansion, he'd be special grade. Low tier, but he'd still be. But yeah, second year Ghetto would win. Prime Ghetto would demolish him. Jordan Young, haven't seen you around. How you doing? He says, could Kashimo beat Jogo? I've actually covered that on another stream. Actually, funny enough. I'll cover that for you again, though. It's a great question. That's why I did it once. Kashimo destroys Jogo. Badly. Like, very badly. The only chance Jogo has is, the issue is, I think Kashimo would destroy him quickly, but Jogo is pretty strong. He wouldn't die right away. And Jogo would activate either the domain expansion or maximum. Probably domain expansion first. Once he does that, right? Kashimo does have the, what's it called? He does have the hollow wicket basket, so he's not going to die instantly. I think he'd last long enough in the domain. He'd do well enough. I think it'd be a high diff because of the domain expansion and because of the maximum. Mid to high diff. High diff if we're being generous. I think Kashimo takes that. He just blow his head off. Can Toji beat Gojo? What do you think? Absolutely not. Safwan, I've seen you around, Safwan. How you doing?
Okay, hello.
Yo,
Hello.
how you doing, Prodigy?
Yeah, my bad.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I'm just gonna quickly answer. So I'll answer these and I'll see what you think. So someone actually said, Safwan. He said, "Do you think Toji beats Jogo?" Right? And listen, man, I know you have some pretty crazy Toji takes, so I'll let you take this one.
Okay, I'm just gonna say no,
Mm-hmm.
just because OG does scale to three-fingered Sukuna, and
My heart.
we know that Jogo is at least not eight, maybe 8 or 9 fingers of Sukuna. So
Listen, man.
we're just going off that then.
That to this day, because what he's referring to is when Megumi was fighting the resurrected Toji, he says that his speed is relative to three-fingered Sukuna, which is mind-blowing, right? Because I don't think he's that slow, but he's saying they're relative. What the fuck? I have some copium. I like to think that maybe he was just saying they're both really fast, but it does seem like Prodigy's right. So yeah, if that's the case,
so
then
if we're going off that,
yeah.
then pretty obvious.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think it would be the biggest beatdown. I actually saw a comment a couple days ago say that they think that Toji and Maki would fare well against disaster curses because they can escape domain expansions. So this guy was saying, because Maki can enter barriers, doesn't that mean they can enter and exit domain expansion barriers? Which is a great point. I'd never thought about that. I mean, it makes sense, right?
Yeah, I mean,
like, think about it, Jogo
that
activates
would
domain.
actually be crazy.
Yeah, because then Jogo would expend all of his cursed energy, a lot of it, and Toji just walks out of the domain. Fuck it. And Yeah, well, what's
What?
Jogo gonna do? He can't even use his curse technique for a while too. So Toji does have that benefit. I'd say if you give Toji inverted spear of heaven and you give Toji knowledge on Jogo, I would give him a fair chance. But if we're saying they just run into each other, I think Jogo would kill him. So
Yeah, definitely.
Dwani Breed says, that's what I was thinking. You should watch the video Broken Ronin made about that topic. And I got to say that video was an L take. He thinks Megami wins. Really? So this is in response to Megami versus Geto. That's kind of crazy. I can't believe someone would say that. That is because but earlier Dwani Breed had asked, what do you think about like Megami versus Geto? And I said like any version of Geto low diffs him.
Yeah, yeah, I think so too.
So Oang says, can someone learn how to obtain cursed energy properties, or is it something you inherit? By the way, man, I think that's something you just inherently have. That's just a guess, though. I really think that's a guess. I have no idea if it's something you learn, but I mean, maybe it's something.
Wait, what was the question?
Basically, Oang, so actually a regular person here, they asked if, so see the properties that Hakari has with the rough cursed energy properties, and Kashimo has with the lightning.
Yeah, like the curse energy traits. Yeah.
He asked if it's inherent or something you learn or something you just obtain. So, what do you think actually?
I think it's an inherent.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. Because Hakari didn't learn it. His curse energy was always just like that. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, so that's what I think as well. I think it's inherent, but I do think maybe ancient sorcerers, because we know from Sukuna, ancient sorcerers knew stuff that current day sorcerers and cursed spirits don't know, like opening the gates and using fire. Maybe it's something you can like do forcefully. Like maybe Sukuna could make his cursed energy like flaming properties. So I'd like to think that's true, because that'd be cool. But it does. I agree. Actually, I think it's inherent. So Almighty Lambo says, do you think it's weird Megami isn't considered special grade simply for having 10 shadows technique, considering its history? So I think. So I'll pass it on to you once I quickly say what I think. I think it's just due to his potential. So he has the potential to be like mid-tier special grade, which is very strong, by the way. That's like Jogo level. He has the potential, but it's about how strong he is right now, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, do you agree with that? Or...
Yeah, he's not very strong right now, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, I'd say he might be grade 1.
Oh, definitely. No, he's definitely. I would say even say like supreme grade 1 on the higher end. I would say.
Really?
Yeah, because he beat Reggie, who's strong as fuck, and his domain expansion, like, incomplete or not, it's still strong. I think Reggie is stronger than Nanami or Todo. Reggie is very strong.
Mm.
So I
Like,
mean that, yeah.
I don't know. Like, the thing is with like a lot of the characters in the Calling games, we don't really know like where does Reggie scale other than like he scales the Megami.
So
Then
no, that's
I
a fair
guess
point, right?
yeah.
Yeah, go on.
No, you could go.
I was just gonna say it's because we have to see the people around him. So it's the fact that I don't remember that guy's name. So remember the guy who froze his eyes or tooth that explodes?
Yeah.
And so this guy, right? His how do I say this? Okay, actually, before I even get into that, I'll talk about Megami. We know for a fact he's at least grade 1 because his actual like cursed energy reinforcement is really strong. It's not as strong as Toji, but it's pretty comparable, to be honest. Maybe even as strong, because he's gone way stronger than he was at the beginning. But beside the fact that obviously his curse technique's greatly improved, and he has a domain expansion, so that does compare to Reggie. But it's also because of his partner, the guy who made stuff explode, his body parts, and he had reverse curse technique, which you have to be at least grade 1 to have, at the very least. So, and Reggie is stronger than this guy. He has this guy under his wing. So that's why I think Reggie is bare minimum like supreme grade 1. I wouldn't say special grade, to be honest, but that like,
Do you think Nobara is grade 1?
Nobara, yeah, but she's like low tier grade 1. So she's not as strong as someone like Todo or Nanami. They're like high tier grade 1, but she is grade 1. If she learns reverse curse technique, which is what the story is implying, it's really, really, really foreshadowing she's going to get reverse curse technique and heal, like heavily. Then she would be definitely grade 1. Definitely. But
Okay.
this is really funny. So Sub asks Hakari or Mahito who wins, which is that's what we're gonna.
Oh, that is funny.
That's what we're gonna talk about. Actually, we're gonna make a video on Prodigy's channel about that exact topic.
Yeah,
So, I mean, we could just briefly say, I think we did. We talked about this a couple days ago.
yeah. We talked about it for like a few minutes.
I mean, I think the way it went was, I think we disagreed. I can't remember because I had Hakari winning. Like, so obviously we give Hakari the information of who Mahito is and what his cuss technique does. I would say Hakari
Yeah,
wins like
yeah.
65 of the fights. What do you think?
Yeah, I actually agree with that now.
Really?
Because before, yeah, it all depended on if we were gonna give him information,
Mm-hmm.
which we sort of have to, because it would just be hard for him to win if he doesn't have information,
Yeah.
because we know his personality, and I don't know, he's not like the most like.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he would go all out at first? Because I don't think so.
So I remember, yeah, we talked about that, how Mahito does like to play around. And Hakari knowing the information, he wouldn't play around. He'd know this guy's special grade. It's just the issue is so this is what we were talking about before, is let's say domain expansion, like Hakari would activate his domain expansion because he wouldn't want him to touch him and he'd want to get jackpot. In response, Mahito would activate his own. The issue is that Hakari's domain expansion, from a comment I've gotten, so I don't know if this is true or not, but he said in the original Japanese translation, Hakari's domain expansion isn't affected by domain expansion tug of wars, the push and pull stuff. So he'd still be able to use his domain expansion. And the biggest issue is because his effect is a sure hit harmless, he could still use his, like, you know, his domain would still work, but Mahito's wouldn't because it's in a tug of war and Mahito has a sure hit, sure kill. So he wouldn't be able to use his domain. It'd be a really unfortunate matchup for Mahito. I think Mahito's stronger base to base, like way stronger. Way, way stronger. But
Yeah, definitely.
it's just an unfortunate matchup because Mahito can transform too. So Fahad Mustafa says Hakari jackpot, Kashimo Kenjaku. Whoa, wait, this is a massive bell. So okay, Hakari jackpot. So Kashimo cuss technique, Kenjaku versus. I would say. So wait, basically saying Hakari with his jackpot, Kashimo with his cuss technique and Kenjaku versus Ishigori and Yuta. The thing is, so I'll quickly say this: Kenjaku, if he had all 10 million spirits, alone would beat both of them. And Kashimo with his cuss technique would no diff both of them. If we're saying he's as strong
I
as...
think we've talked about that.
Yeah.
I think you talked about that in a stream before about Kenjaku with like 10 million.
Yeah.
Like the only people that might be able to, like, the only people that I think would beat that is like Sukuna and Gojo.
Yeah, I mean, Gojo 100% because he has infinite stamina, doesn't need to sleep or go to the bathroom or to eat, and he has infinite cursed energy. So, yeah, he just breezed through the 10 million over time. Probably in a couple days, to be honest.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Sukuna, he just scales to that. He's so destructive at full power, God knows. He'd probably wipe them out in like an hour or two, even if it's 10 million, because he has insanely high DC.
And Yuta would probably just run out of stamina.
Yeah, no, Yuta would, definitely. He's got 5 minutes. But even without that, so basically, I'm not going to talk about what Kashimo's curse technique is. I want to say that in a video tomorrow. Spoilers. But yeah, Kashimo's, no matter what his curse technique is, if it's something that can compare to full powered Sukuna and Gojo, it's destroying Yuta and Udo and Ryu combined. Like all three of them. He'd no diff them. Assumedly, presumably. Like, we don't know what it does.
I don't think it's going to be that strong.
I think it has to be. I mean, if he's, okay, when I upload the video tomorrow, I think you'll see what I'm talking about. So I don't want to spoil it now because it's a great video. But Almighty Lambo says nobody really knows what Toji can do against domains yet. Yeah, nobody knows. So Maki and Toji, for all we know, I mean, presumably, like they could just walk out of domain expansion barriers. They're not locked in. They don't have cast energy. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I forget. Yeah, Gojo didn't have his domain when he fought Toji, right?
Oh, no, he didn't.
Or
So
did he?
no. So Gojo didn't have reverse cuss technique. He didn't have red glow. He didn't have hollow purple. Didn't have domain expansion. He didn't have long distance teleportation techniques, and he was out of stamina, and he had let his guard down, and he was fatigued from not sleeping for many days on, and he got hit by a sneak attack. So that's 9 reasons, why that fight went the way it did. But yeah, sorry, I hate
Yeah,
to.
Toji was he was plotting. He like he had a plot for like he was like, yeah, I'm gonna get all these people to go, wear down Gojo and just like have him fight for like 3 days straight,
Yeah, I
and then
mean,
I'll fight him.
that's the thing. Like, even if you had current day Gojo against Toji, hand to hand, he would like rip him off. He would one punch him like he's Saitama. As crazy as it is. So Sub says when spoilers coming out for 191. I don't know. I don't check out spoilers because I like to have the pure reaction. But I'm not too sure though.
Oh,
Do you know?
Yeah, they came out today. I'm pretty sure,
Oh shit. Wait. Okay,
or at least the pictures did.
don't
Pictures did.
don't tell me. But like, do you know?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say.
Do you know though?
Yeah, I know.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Damn. Wait. You know the information, the secrets. What's this?
Yeah, I could spoil it for everyone.
Nah.
I'm not going to.
I mean, yeah, drop that bomb, right? Jordan Young
Yeah.
says it's kind of crazy that if Gojo had a mindset like Sukuna, he had the potential to be as strong as Gojo. I mean, I guess. So I'll pass off to you once I quickly say my point. I think that really applied, if anything, to Mahito of all people, because he had like the limitless potential, and Mahito was the opposite of Jogo, if you remember. Mahito didn't care about all these plans or like having the curses be on top. Mahito just wanted to fuck shit up. So I think that's why people say he has like the potential to be like close to Sukuna. What do you think about that?
Wait, what's the question? If
The question is, if Jogo had a mindset like Sukuna, he'd have the potential to be as strong as Gojo, which is something basically.
oh no, no,
No, it
no,
is.
not. I don't. Yeah,
It is something that because Jordan Young is making a good point. If you remember, before actually no, I think it was after Sukuna kills Jogo and then the afterlife plane, he tells him that it's because they want to be like humans or because he's like doing all this plotting and not being a disaster. It's the reason why Jogo was held back. But Mahito, we know though, Sukuna didn't say this, Mahito doesn't have that limitation. So I think that's what he's referring to.
yeah, yeah. I think that was more of like a Mahito thing, that he might have been able to reach that level.
Yeah, I mean, because he's saying if Jogo had a mindset like Sukuna, I mean, I guess so, to be honest.
I don't think so, because
Why
like,
not?
is like the mindset going to change his power level?
Yeah, because
There's like
basically,
there's a huge difference.
no, it does. So the way like cuss spirits work in this series is it was implied, I mean, so many times by, I think like so Toji, it was implied by Udo and Ryu, and it was straight up said by Sukuna, and I think like another person, I think it was Geto or Kenjaku. No, it was Kenjaku. They say that basically the thing that limits or holds back the curses is kind of like they're acting like humans. They're plotting, they're teaming, they're not being disasters, they're not being curses. It really holds them back. This is why Mahito, I mean, beside the fact that Mahito is a cursed spirit for human hatred, but this is why Mahito was growing limitlessly, and even Jogo like said Mahito is going to be stronger than me. It is the mindset. Like, to be fair, I think Jordan is right. If the mindset was different, and if Jogo was a natural disaster, then yeah, maybe. I don't think he'd be as strong as Gojo, but he would be way stronger, I think.
No, I highly doubt.
Yeah, I mean, Gojo's something else. I think he would be a lot stronger at least. Maybe he would like scale to 15-fingered Sukuna way better. Maybe he'd scale to that, but yeah, Gojo is just something else.
Yeah, it's like Gojo's skill set of abilities is perfect for fighting anyone.
Man, it's like he's not even from this anime, man. It's like he's from another anime and they put him into this world. It's crazy.
Exactly.
So Ayung says, I think Toji only scales to Sukuna's physical strength without considering for Sukuna's abilities. So do you mean 3-fingered? Actually, let me know. Do you mean 3-fingered Sukuna or like 15-fingered? And Fahad Mustafa says, Urame and Kenjaku versus... Oh, wait, this is a good one. So Urame versus and Kenjaku versus Hakari Jackpot and Yuta Full Power. What do you think about that, actually?
What's her abilities again?
I think it's a guy. I'm not sure. To be
wait.
honest, I just say they.
Wait. Okay.
Urame is you remember the monk who had like the iced abilities? Strong as fuck, reverse cast technique too. I mean, I'll just quickly say what I think. So if we're saying Kenjaku is 10 million, Kenjaku wins. But if we're saying it's Kenjaku without the 10 million, but he still has special grades in his arsenal, so he has Mahito. This is a big issue. He has Mahito and other special grade sorcerers in his. I think I'm gonna be honest. I know I've put in my tier list. I put Urame as like low tier. To be honest, I should just put him or they in the like unclear. I think Urame might be stronger than Jackpot Hakari. Might even be stronger than characters like Kashimo. Is that a crazy take? Actually, what do you think about Urame? He's so unclear.
Yeah, actually, I'm not even gonna give a take. I don't know.
I mean, so basically, there is like in a data book we learned that Urame is. This is really interesting information. He is the chef for Gojo. He's like not Gojo. What the fuck? It's Sukuna. So back in the day, he was the cook for Sukuna, and he'd cook live humans. So he's Sukuna's chef, which is that's kind of crazy. I would give it to.
So we have Sukuna Chef and Geto versus
Yeah.
or Kenjaku versus Yuta and Hakari.
I think
So
I'm gonna
weird.
be honest. It's headcanony, but I think Urame and Kenjaku would win that. What about you? Because it's saying Yuta full power, so and Jackpot Hakari, so it's not like a bad matchup. It's not a bad team.
Yeah. I feel like that should say something about Sukuna's power. It's like if Sukuna's chef can beat like full powered Yuta, that would,
Yeah, I mean, I don't think
I
he'd
don't know.
beat you. Maybe, I don't know. No one knows how strong this guy is. It's so unclear. But
yeah, I think with a 10 million Kenjaku would win.
All right, so I'm gonna let's try and speed through these. So because there's a lot of questions right now. So Jordan Young says, "What are your predictions for the culling game?" Really quickly, I'm gonna say, I think they kind of break the culling. I have no clue. That's a very good. I have no clue actually. What do you think? That's a really good question.
Predictions for the cooling games
So I guess maybe they're saying afterwards.
afterwards,
I
after it's
think.
over.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to ask. I think. Yeah. What do you think?
I think Gojo will be out of the box, out of the prison room.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you're gonna go with that, I'll say my crackpot theory. So this is absolutely crackpot, by the way. I think so. I do think Gojo is gonna be out as well, but I think Sukuna is gonna be resurrected too. And I think they're gonna fight.
I think they'll fight too.
Yeah.
That's what
So
I'd say.
that's gonna be. So I'm gonna have a video on this way later. I'm probably maybe Saturday, explaining how Sukuna is gonna resurrect. But that's for that day because we need to answer all these. So Almighty Lambo says, it's hard for me to imagine enemy currently reaching Gojo's level, but he thinks they can, so it's possible. We have to realize Gojo is very, 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 very optimistic. Very optimistic. So he was like, oh, they're all going to be just fine without me. And everyone got their cheeks clapped in Shibuya. Everybody. So...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that... He overestimates a lot of
Too
a lot of what he
much.
says. I don't take to be true.
I mean, because it's just because he's so strong, I don't know, because he has a lot of faith in the next generation. Actually, Blaziken made a really good video today. It's about he talked about Gojo's personality and how he wants to train up the next generation. And he has hope for them. That's how he wants to shape the world, not using his own physical power. So it seems like that's just maybe Gojo's coping. Who knows?
Yeah.
But all right, so let's answer the next one. So spoilers out. I'd avoid them. Yeah, that's what we're doing on Mighty Lambo. We're avoiding them. So let's see. Fahad Mustafa says, can Gojo and Sukuna beat the three ancient vengeful spirits if you add Mahoruga? So I don't think we'd be able to answer that question. We have. So I think one of them was the Yamato no Orochi, I think, or the Nine-Tails Fox spirit.
Yeah, Naruto in there.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that at the end. We have no clue. We just have no clue, to be honest, what would happen in that case. We just don't know how strong these guys are. I mean, because if the Yamato no Orochi and the Nine-Tails are as strong as the lore says they are, then... Because you're saying Gojo and Sukuna, no, there's no chance. There's no chance. These two together would, blow the earth up in JJK world. They destroy the core. Yeah, I mean, do you have any takes actually on the three ancient vengeful spirits? It's hard. It's hard to, right?
What chapter did they get brought up in?
I think so. I'm assuming that they're just referring to like the nine. I think the Nine Tails was referred to at the beginning of the series. Then Yamato no Orochi was referred
Yeah,
to
I
when,
remember that.
yeah, when
Because I
Sukuna's
think
fighting.
Gojo said that or something.
Yeah. So he was saying that, and then Sukuna mentions the Yamato no Orochi. I don't know. I mean, if Sukuna is mentioning this thing, like comparing it to Maharoga, it must be strong. I've never actually thought about that. That's a good question. So
Wait, he was comparing it to Maharaga.
yeah, so it might even be stronger. I think it is, to be honest.
Yeah.
All right, so there's a lot of
Yeah.
questions. So we're gonna like answer these properly, but speed run them. So just be ready.
Right.
Caster Hook
Alright, sweet.
says, "Base Hakari versus Meme." Meme, what do you think?
Yeah, yeah, Mimi has hacks.
Yeah.
She's crazy.
So because it's base Hakari, that's the thing. But I think Meme takes it high diff. It'd be a blood battle. Free Fingered Sukuna, I assume Free Fingers. Oh, so he was saying, oh, so Awang actually is on your side. They're saying that Free Fingers Sukuna would obliterate Toji. Fair enough.
Yeah, we got some people on my side. Let's go.
Fair enough. I'm on Copia, man. I like to say Toji and Maki are stronger than that, but the
It
evidence.
like messes up a lot of scaling. I don't even like that scaling, to be honest, because it messes up a lot of
Yeah, it's
other
like
scaling.
I think it's the only scaling I've ever seen in all of JJK that is just out of place. It just doesn't make sense. It's the only thing I've seen.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, the evidence is like in both your favors. That's the crazy part. Safwan says, "Do you think Kuroushi is on a level of Jogo?" Oh, this is a good question. So he's comparing Kuroushi to the four disaster curses. So I'll quickly say what I think, and I'll pass on to Prodigy after. So the way I scale it is, I think Dagon and wait, someone. Oh, I think someone removed that message. Not sure why. But anyway, back to the actual question. Dagon and Hanami are very, very relative. I would say they're both like four-fingered, three-fingered Sukuna. Mahito is around like when he's at his full peak of what we know, he's probably around 5 fingers, maybe. Being really generous, maybe six, maybe. Jogo's like 8, 9. I think Kuroushi is on the level of like Mahito, to be honest. Without domain expansion. I don't know. I mean, with domain expansion, that's tough. What do you think, actually?
Um, yeah. You think she's on the level of Mahito?
I mean, it's Kuroshi's hard to scale. I disagree with myself. I think he's Dagon and Hanami level. Maybe.
Mm, yeah, I disagree with that.
I don't
'Cause I would
know.
have to look in that.
That's a good question. It's a good question, though. So, wait. Siok says, make a face reveal. Bro, you're looking at my face right now. Yeah? It's, it's me. Yes, it's really me, the animated guy on the screen. One day. I mean, there is like on one of my alternate channels. So I don't even think, you don't even know this, Prodigy. But I have like 2 alternate channels, another one, and the video is still up. My face reveal is still there from when I'm a teenager. So good luck, guys. Good luck trying to find
it.
Yeah, good luck. I used to link that channel in my channel sides. I don't do that anymore. So if you can find that, like, one like clue I'll give you guys is there's a video on not my other channel, but my other channel that has like 150k views. It's a really popular one. It's an AMV, so that's a clue. Find
How
it.
many channels you got?
So I have in total 3. So one of them was my original gaming channel. I told you about this, like from like 2010.
Yeah, I knew about that.
Yeah, 2010 to 14, 15. Cringy as shit. Then alongside that, I had another channel. Like it was a subsection of that channel. So like they had the same name, but the ending was changed. And I just made like anime reviews and stuff. And I like made art, Photoshop and stuff on that channel. And I uploaded like some AMVs there. So that's what that was for. So I review anime and it was me. It was actually me. There, when I'm in teenage days. Which, I mean, I'm totally fine sharing, but it's more exciting to have you guys look for it. Like it's the One Piece. I don't know. But, yeah. So Caster Hook asks, Jackpot Hakari and Yuta versus 15 Fingered Sukuna. Oh, what do you think about that, Prodigy?
I think that Yuta and Hakari they'd probably win. I I'd say.
Yeah, I think they like if you say one of these guys versus 15 Finger Sukuna, it'd be a good fight. I think 15 Finger Sukuna would kill both of them though. Like high diff Yuta, probably mid diff Hakari jackpot, but together
Yeah.
they'd just maybe be too much. Maybe. I mean, one thing I'll say is like because I think 15 Finger Sukuna could instantly kill jackpot Hakari with his domain expansion. He'd just chop his head off. There's no healing from that. It's
Yeah.
just what I think. So Kendall asked two questions. So, do you think Hakari will get his arm back? If not, how will he cast Restless Gambler? So actually, I'll just quickly answer this myself because this is like it doesn't even much discussion. It's just there are people who can heal for them. So it's how what's her name? Maki healed her eye. If you realize, I didn't realize this in my live reaction. Maki had her eye healed. It's because there are other people, Yuta, who can use reverse cursed energy on other people. Oh, and Shoko from Jujutsu High. So they can heal other people. So she or Yuta, Shoko or Yuta, can heal his arm for him, as they healed Maki's eye. So, yeah, I'll answer the next... say the next question, sorry. Almighty Lambo says, do you think the culling games were actually necessary considering the state of the Jujutsu world? So, very, very good question, actually. Very good one. So, do you want to answer that first, or should I go?
What was the question again?
Do you think the culling games were actually necessary considering the state of the Jujutsu world?
I'll let you answer that first.
So I think it was because remember this is all a part of Kenjaku's plan, whatever his plan is. So the theories are from Reggie is I can't remember if it was Reggie or what's the other guy's name, the immortal guy, Tengen, because they both had said
Tengen, yeah.
Thanks. They both said different things, right? Reggie's was that Kenjaku is collecting cursed energy for like a bomb or for some reason, for some technique. No one knows what it is. Like his theory was he's going to drop a bomb or something. Not a literal bomb, but something along those lines. He's collecting the energy from the games for a reason. We don't know what that is. So I think the thing is, it's because of the state of the Jujutsu world, aka Gojo isn't around, that Kenjaku can do this. It's because of that. So it's like, yes, the culling games are necessary because of the state of the world. So it's like, because you're seeing these as two different things, I think you should see them as like connected, hand in hand. So what do you think about that actually? Because this is like, this could be anything. You can have any take on this.
Yeah. I sort of agree with that because like I think that like didn't he say like for the cooling games to happen he had to have Gojo sealed or something along those lines?
For the culling game, no, yeah. Sorry, I was blanking out for a second. Yeah, he needs Go because remember, I think we talked about this a couple days ago. If Gojo was around when the culling games happen, no joke, he would go into each barrier, right? He would kill every single person in that barrier probably in under an hour. I mean, everyone, Kashimo, Ryu, doesn't matter who, have them all in one barrier, kill them all, get all the points, making a rule that he can exit and enter barriers, teleport to another city, enter the barrier, do the same in an hour, give it like 10 hours, and he's cleared every single barrier and he's destroyed all the barriers. That's why Gojo, I think that's what you're trying to say, right? Like, Gojo couldn't be around. Yeah.
He'd be too overpowered
he would clear
for everyone.
It's like you say, he's too overpowered. He'd clear every single barrier in like a couple hours. And he changed the rules. Oh my lord. Yeah. So that's that. Kendall says, do you think Hakari? So we answered that, yeah. It says if you get the things back. Almighty Lambo says the three vengeful spirits are based on real Japanese myths. Ninetales is a vengeful spirit, but not one of the three, pretty sure. Oh, so I'm not too sure what the three vengeful spirits are, actually. So while I actually look that up, I'll throw the next question onto you, Prodigy. So the next question is from Fahad Mustafa. He says, can Mahoroga solo the culling games except Sukuna? So without Sukuna, just Mahoroga. So I'll let you answer that one while I find out what these spirits are.
Okay. I think it depends. Like, I'm just gonna say no. Like the culling games isn't like everyone in all of the colonies.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you mean. Then no, because you have people like, well, he's really haxed.
No,
it's actually not a bad question because like his hacks makes him like be able to stand up to a lot of people because you just have to keep hitting him like basically like just I'm. What do you think? I know you're doing research. That's a hard question.
So by the way, I do have the free vengeful spirits. Really, I mean, this is some great information. I never knew this, by the way. So let me see who asked that question. It's a shout. Like, just give him credit. That was a great question. So Almighty Lambo, yeah, you've been talking about this. First of all, I'll get into that once we answer Fahad's question. So Maharoga's, he would get far, but he wouldn't get far, if that makes sense. He would lose. The thing is, individually, I scale Udo, Ryu Ishigori, and Kashimo stronger than him. But due to hacks, because Maharoga's 8 paths techniques is so broken, they would lose to Maharoga. Even though I think they're stronger because of hacks. Because he would adapt. The thing about Maharoga is, you need to be, it doesn't matter who you are, you need to be a versatile fighter to beat him. If you aren't, then you don't beat him. Because he'll adapt to your 1 or 2 techniques. And even if you're stronger, you can't kill him. So I guess Kashimova's curse technique would actually kill him. But he wouldn't do that, though. Because he's saving it for Sukuna. I would say Yuta would be able to kill him. Even though, like, Ryu is stronger than him. And Udo are stronger than Maharoga. They just, like, they use their technique. Maharoga would adapt. And they can't kill him. But Yuta, thankfully, has like so many curse techniques and he's so versatile that he would be able to kill Maharoga with one of his techniques. You just kill him. That's what I think.
I agree. Yeah, he would probably clear everyone else though.
The thing is, if I want to say that if they see Maharoga as so powerful, it's not within their characters to do so, but they might team up against him. Like if Udo and Ryu teamed up, maybe. But
I was meaning like.
Yeah.
I was meaning like 1-on-1.
Oh yeah, if you just went on 1-on-1, I agree. The thing is, we haven't seen. Wait a minute. Okay, this is crazy. No, okay, no, I'm wrong. I was gonna say, what if Higuruma, because his abilities is kind of hacks, could he beat Maharoga? But no, Maharoga just scales him in terms of strength anyway. Yeah. So the 3 vengeful spirits are Emperor Sukotu. So they're real people as well in Japanese history. Tairai no Masakado. Sorry if I butcher these names. So they're all seem to be. So first one's an emperor. This guy's a samurai, like a very legendary samurai, 900 AD. And the last one is Sugawara no Michizain, which funny enough is what's his name? Yuta's descendant. He's Yuta's ancestor, sorry. I didn't even know he was a vengeful spirit. And he would actually wait. The samurai? Oh no, I was gonna say, so the samurai was born on 903 AD, but Sugawara, Yuta's ancestor, died on that day as well. I don't think that's a correlation. But yeah, I don't know how strong the vengeful spirits are. I think it was Almighty that asked that. It's a tough one. We just don't know how strong they are. But if Sugawara, this is what I think, if he's as strong as Yuta and all 3 of them scale to that, then they would be a great matchup. What do you think?
Yeah. There's just no scaling on them, so I don't know.
I mean, it's just because we're this is very headcanon-y, but it's because Sugawara is of the same bloodline of Gojo, and so he's 6 Eyes Limitless bloodline of Yuta and Gojo. He's the ancestor. And he was strong as fuck. I mean, he had Udo under his command as an assassin. He was strong. So, going with that line of thinking, if all 3 of them are that strong, that's crazy. I don't know. It's really headcanon-y. So, yeah. Let's see. So, the next question is, by Casterhook, can Yuta use curse speech to make Gojo stop infinity? So, to answer that question, I'll just answer it really quickly, because that's like a straight-up answer. He can't. Gojo's infinity, even if Gojo was asleep, it's 24/7 it's activated. Curse speech shouldn't affect. So even if he could hit Gojo with it, it would just stop him. It wouldn't turn off the infinity. But I don't even think the sound, because the way Gojo's Limitless works is he doesn't let any poison, sound, or even air that's harmful bypass his barrier. So the harmful sound wouldn't actually stop him. It wouldn't even work. Gojo's hacks, man. Trust me. Yeah, it's a straightforward answer. I don't think we can debate that one. But Nathaniel W says, "Yo, Hakari still not shown his rainbow jackpot. Sure, his rainbow jackpot is getting crazy." So I agree with you. I think his rainbow jackpot is either going to be so in case people watching don't know, his rainbow jackpot is if he is on his fourth attempt of trying to hit a jackpot, like, and he sees the rainbow, it's guaranteed to be rainbow. We don't know if it gives any special abilities, but I think either A, it's going to give him a special weapon that's OP, or B, it's going to give him like an hour of jackpot. What do you actually think his rainbow is, by the way? There's a lot of
An
theories on
hour
that.
of jackpot.
Yeah. What do you think, though?
Um, so, I don't really know. I remember you said that like you thought he was gonna hit it against Kashimo,
Yeah.
like in one of your streams.
Because the thing is, I didn't know how Hakari was going to beat him because he didn't have any finishing blows, so that's the idea. I guess Kashimo just expended his cursed energy. That was another option. I didn't really thought that was going to happen. But yeah, Rainbow,
Yeah, me neither.
we don't know if it has a special ability, but it probably does. Come on, it's a special name.
Yeah.
So Casterhook asks, will Yuta surpass Gojo after copying Angel's technique? Wait, that's a great question. So I think you're saying if you're saying if he copies Angel's technique. So what do you think about that? Actually, that's a really, because you made a video actually about Angel, discussing Angel.
Yeah, well, like you said, we don't know if he's gonna copy it. But,
I think they're
I
asking
mean, if he
though.
does,
Yeah.
like, yeah, if he does, I still don't think so, to be honest.
But remember, Angel's technique can nullify other people's curse
I know.
technique.
I know,
So,
but like, it's like Yuta still doesn't. Okay, so if Yuta could do that, say Gojo and him fought, and like he just like turned off like
the
Gojo's
Limitless.
like the Limitless, Gojo would still beat him.
Oh yeah, hand to hand. The way I think. So this
Yeah.
okay. You have the same line
Gojo
of
has
thinking I
better
had.
speed,
Yeah.
stronger. Like, you
Yeah.
just have to have those. Like even if you can turn people's like curse techniques off, you have to have those like physical abilities to be able to beat them still.
But you have to remember though, because then Yuji, I almost said Yuji. Yuta has, beside the fact that it's Yuta, right? Then it's Rika. Then Yuta has his curse techniques. You know, I mean, it's a question of would that
But
only
it's like
last?
we see what like you're saying like as powerful as Gojo, isn't that? Like, I don't see it.
Oh, he's saying surpass. I was saying like in a fight. That's the way I was going. Yeah, not surpass, but because then the issue does come of he can only use his copy techniques for 5 minutes. Gojo can still use domain expansion. I mean, could he? Maybe actually. I don't know about, because all it says is nullify curse techniques. It doesn't say domains. But also, beside the fact that it only lasts 5 minutes, is that he wouldn't be able to use other cursed techniques that he's copied on top of that. So it would only be him and Rika. So I mean, yeah, there's a lot of variables to that. Like you say, I agree with you. So
Yeah.
let's see. The next question is, so Almighty Lambo, everyone like Udo, Kashimo, and Yuta because of their outputs could beat Mahoroga, but everyone else in matchup. So actually, I like that you're hyping up Udo and Kashimo, right? So I agree with you. So I'll pass this on to Prodigy when I say my take. I think all three of them, Udo, Kashimo, and Yuta, scale above Mahoroga. But at the end of the day, even though Kashimo and Udo are stronger than Mahoroga, like hand to hand, the hacks are there. Like Udo and Kashimo, the unfortunate truth is they're one-trick ponies. Kashimo has the lightning. We don't know his curse technique. I'm not including that. So he just has the lightning bolt. Let's say he blows off Mahoroga's arm, it heals. Mahoroga's going to be immune to lightning. And if, let's say like Kashimo blows a hole through Mahoroga's stomach and he heals it, Mahoroga's not going to be able to die through physical attacks now. It's the same case of Udo. She just has one ability. So they are stronger than Mahoroga, but Mahoroga would win because of hacks. That's why Yuta would beat him though. Yuta's very versatile. He has many, many techniques. It's like, what do you think about that actually? Do you think Mahoroga would beat Yuta actually?
I don't. I think Yuta would beat him.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, because like you said, he has copied a lot of abilities, and like that's like the reason that Sukuna was able to beat him, is because Sukuna is so versatile, and Sukuna's domain is OP too. So,
yeah,
like,
because if Sukuna didn't
like,
have
you have to hit him so many times. Like you just have to keep hitting him. or he won't die.
I mean, that's the thing though. Sukuna hit him once of the flames, but that was after he figured, because his cuss technique was nullified. This 8 paths technique is broken. One of the craziest cuss techniques I've ever seen in the series, Maharuga's. It's not like his physical strength, his cuss technique. Oh. Yo, hello?
Yo,
Yeah, okay, thank God. I thought for a moment there, I was the one who almost cut. Sorry guys. My internet like cut for a second. Don't know why.
I was like, where'd you go?
Yeah, so that's unlucky. Sorry guys. So the thing that I was about to answer was the next question. Awang says, Awang. So how do you say this name? I'm so sorry. I keep mispronouncing it. Awang. I'm sure I say that. Maharuga versus Riko without Yuta. Oof, wait, are we saying fully manifested Rika, right? So does Rika? I'm assuming Rika would have the mimicked abilities. Wait, so okay, are we saying with or without mimicry? Actually, who do you think would win that?
Is this just you? Is this like
Just
just
Rika.
Rika? Or is
Yeah.
it Yuta?
So it's without
Oh,
Yuta.
Okay. Would beat Maharaga.
Really? Oh,
So is that what? No. I'm saying no.
oh,
I was just asking if that was the question.
Yeah,
Would
yeah.
she beat Maharaga?
so who wins?
No, I don't think so.
I think if you give Rika the mimicked abilities, Rika would win. And Rika doesn't have a time limit. That's the thing. But it's a good question. I mean, they're both really, really strong. Like really strong. So actually, there's a comment in Russian. So I translated it. They said "Привет." So they just said hi. So "Привет," hi, hello, how you doing? I'm not kidding. So hello there. And beside that, I think that Almighty said another thing. So he said, and I think Sukuna hinted that if he was a cursed spirit, he would have lost quickly. I think the idea was, he didn't say he would have lost, that he would have been in trouble. So he would have lost his arm. Like that positive energy cut would have cut through. But the thing is, he would have just healed it. So he wouldn't have lost, but it would have been like a bad hit. He would have had his arm chopped off. Fahad Mustafa says Sugawara and Fujiwara know Sukuna, right? And if one of them meets 15-fingered Sukuna in the Culling game, do you think this is a fair fight? So I don't think either of them were resurrected, because one was a vengeful spirit and one is probably just dead. I don't think... maybe they scaled to 15-fingered Sukuna. Do you have any takes on that? I mean, we just don't know enough, in my opinion.
Like, who was it?
So
Who were the
Sugawara
people?
and Fujiwara, they're like descendants of the Gojo clan, of both Gojo and other guy, Yuta.
Yuta.
Yeah, they're descendants, ancestors.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
It's like if I
yeah.
give a take, it would just be headcanon. To be honest.
It's tough. I don't know as well. I mean, if you're saying one is a vengeful spirit, maybe it could be 15-fingered. It's Jackpot Hakari overrated, Castor ass. So I'm gonna give my take. I'll let Prodigy say his too after. I think it's insanely. I think overall it's like very underrated. However, I think it depends on the fan. Like either he is either very overrated or very underrated. Like it's never in between. What do you think actually? Like in general, do you think it's overrated? Like in your own opinion?
No, I don't think he's overrated at all.
Do you
I
think
think
he's
that
underrated?
I've seen like it go both ways. Like a lot of people like to like downplay him, and then there's a lot of people who thinks he's like strongest in the verse. So
Yeah,
it's like it's either one or the other.
It's tough, man. I to be honest, I think overall he's underrated. It's rare to see him overrated. That's the thing. But there are people who say that. Never in between though. So Nathaniel says, "Now he's immortal. He's a tank." I think he's talking about Maharuga. Fair enough. Maharuga isn't immortal. He just has a broken, hacked out cast ability. The 8 paths. Awang says, "Are Shikigami's abilities considered as curse techniques, and can cursed corpses like Panda have them?" So you can't inherit curse techniques. So unfortunately for Panda, he can't inherit anything. But I don't know. I don't think. But that's the thing. Curse Shini, because you're saying Shikigami, you're not saying cursed spirits. So that's two different things. I don't think they do. Shikigami in general. But because Rika's a special case, Rika isn't a Shikigami, even though she's been confused by people. Like Udo and Ishigori incorrectly assume that what's her name? Rika is a Shikigami. She's not. She's a cursed spirit. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know about Shikigami. I don't think so. I mean, do you have any takes on that?
What's the question? 'Cause
So
I did not hear the question.
it's
I just heard
okay.
you talking about it.
They say, like, are Shikigami's abilities considered curse techniques, and can cursed corpses like Panda have them? So it's two questions.
Um, I don't.
Yeah.
What did you say? Did you say yes or no?
So I mean, it's
Do
because
you think they could have?
because I think the thing is, cursed spirits can have curse techniques. So Mahoroga. So Mahoroga. This is the thing. Cursed spirits can have them if cursed spirits turn into Shikigami. So Rika turn into Shikigami because Rika, it's very complex to say at least. If they start out as cursed spirits and they turn into Shikigami, then yes, they can. Shikigami can have cursed spirits from before. However, if you just have a Shikigami originally, like let's say Megami's 10 Shadows, they don't have cursed techniques. But if Megami were to turn Mahoroga into a Shikigami, so it'd go from cursed spirit to Shikigami, then technically, yes, the Shikigami would have a cursed technique. That was my take on that. It's a pretty good question.
There's your answer.
Yeah. So ZY Blade asked, Yuta has had a lot of curse techniques, but does he have enough that can be effective to... Yeah, so basically, I'll quickly say my point, and we can see what Prodigy thinks. I think Yuta definitely has enough to be effective against Mahoroga, because we saw the amount of curse tools he had. And the thing is, because Yuta definitely has a lot of curse techniques we just don't know about. So he, like, one of those curse techniques, he would, realize, I'm gonna have to, like, blast this man apart with one hit. He'd switch to one of them and just kill him. I think he could. Because he's just so versatile. I mean, I think you agree with that. I think earlier you actually said you think Yuta beats Mahoroga.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So then now
He's like,
yeah.
We don't even know. I don't think we've seen all of the abilities that he.
I mean,
he's copied.
definitely not. Because like, remember when Rika opened her like jacket? I don't know even what to call it. Her jacket, I guess. We see like 30 curse tools or something. We only ever see him use one of those. I mean, he has a lot of stuff we haven't seen. So, yeah, imagine how many curse techniques he has that we don't know about. So, Nathaniel W. Asks, I don't think they are stronger than him since he was tagging 15 fingers Sukuna's hits and he launched him through buildings. So, Nathaniel, my point to that is that he didn't do any damage to Sukuna, is the thing. So, I'll pass off to Prodigy as well. But the thing is, it's just that, like, Sukuna no-diffed him. That's the kind of the harsh reality. Sukuna no-diffed Mahoroga. He didn't damage him at all. I think he scratched his arm slightly, and that was it. Mahoroga's not weak. It's just characters like Ryu Ishigori would outbox the hell out of Mahoroga. And Mahoroga wouldn't be able to hit, like hand-to-hand, wouldn't be able to hit Udo, is the thing. And I do think Kashimo definitely is... If, like, Mahoroga hit Kashimo with that punch, Kashimo's fine. He's completely fine, is what I think. I mean, do you actually have any takes on, like, Mahoroga versus the high-tier, like, Culling Games players we've seen? It's like Ishigori, Kashimo.
Yeah, so against those people like Ishigori, Kashimo, yeah, I don't. Yeah, he would. I think he would lose. But
I mean, I would say, cause the thing is, because I say that strongly.
I wish we knew Kashimo.
Yeah.
Oh, you go ahead. I'll say it after.
So I think what I was just quickly gonna say is, like, I think they're stronger than Mahoroga. I think they lose to him though because of hacks, because they're just one-trick ponies is the issue.
Yeah.
But
like he would just adapt to Kashimo and Ishigori.
And Ryu, yeah. I mean, because they only have one technique. That's Mahoroga's hacked as fuck. He's so hacked. But yeah, so Caster Hook asked, is 10 Shikigami technique stronger than 6 Eyes and Limitless individually, considering a 10 Shikigami? So this is a really, 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 really big misconception. Because of Gojo, like, Gojo is the one who fucked up everyone's perception on Ten Shikigami's user. In the past, Gojo says to Megumi, so I'll quickly explain this point. Gojo says to Megumi,